Well, everybody, I'm running a marathon at the Olympics this summer. Make sure if you haven't seen the first video in the series, you check it out up here. And make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see what I weighed in at after training this week. So I wanted to give you guys some background info about my running history, how much I run, and what my level is. I first started running when I started boxing around 11 years old. I'd wake up at 6 a.m. and try and get some miles in by running down random streets in my town. To be honest, I always hated it. The only reason I did it was because of all the fighters that I used to watch on HBO 24/7 and Showtime's All Access. They'd always be running countless and countless and countless amounts of miles. And they were the ones who I wanted to be like, so they were the reason why I started running. Over the years, I kept running on and off as it was a pretty easy way to stay in shape even when I wasn't boxing. I started with and always track my runs on Nike Run Club. Side note, I'm a huge fan of Nike. If you haven't read the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight or watched the movie Air, I definitely recommend checking them out. Over the years, people have tried to get me to switch to Strava, but I have all my data on Nike Run Club for the last 10 years, so I'm going to stick with them. My marathon program that I'm actually using for this challenge is on an app called Runna, but I still use Nike Run Club to track the runs. Also, Blue Level coming soon. And nowadays, I use an Apple Watch Ultra to track my runs and my heart rate. I'm not 100% sure how accurate the heart rate readings are on it because I've had a few dodgy results in the past. But overall, because of the simplicity of the Apple ecosystem and using the watch and my iPhone and my MacBook and everything paired up, it's the best system for me. As far as my actual level as a runner, I'd say I'm pretty bad to below average. Of course, I'm definitely better than like the average couch potato. But if you actually compare me to proper runners and people that are competing, then of course I'm nowhere in that league. When training over the years, I would just run the distances that I had on schedule that day as fast as I could. So if I was running 5K 3 times that week, it would just be as fast as I could every single time. There was no such thing as pacing or splits or intervals or anything like that. I didn't know any of that stuff. But now with this marathon plan, I'm learning how to actually train for running. It makes a lot more sense now, and I'm really enjoying it. I want to give you guys a breakdown of my nutrition as well so you can see what I'm eating during training. I tend to be a pretty boring eater and I eat the same thing every day with like no variation at all. My girlfriend absolutely hates this because she's French and the French are like obsessed with food. For breakfast, I have a super simple porridge pack. I add about 200 mils of whole milk to it and throw it in the microwave for around 2 minutes. Then I add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar and cut up a banana and throw it in. It's a pretty good tasting meal and only comes in at 428 calories. Then, after training, I normally go for a protein shake to help me repair the muscles and refuel. I add in 100 grams of yogurt, 200 milliliters of milk, 2 scoops of protein powder, and 5 grams of creatine. I nearly get hearing loss from the blender for 30 seconds, and it's good to go. 430 calories. For lunch, I have a super basic chicken and rice. I go with 100 grams of rice and 1.5 chicken breast fillets. Warning, this next scene might disgust you. Viewer discretion is advised. I also love ketchup and I absolutely murder my chicken and rice in it. This comes in at 658 calories. I normally grab a Red Bull around 3 p.m. I go with the sugar-free because to me it tastes the same as regular and it only has 7 calories compared to the 110 of a regular Red Bull. For dinner, I actually have the exact same thing as lunch. Sometimes I'll switch it up and have chicken and pasta or a different type of meal altogether, but mostly it's chicken and rice. For a snack at nighttime, sometimes I have some grapes or carrot sticks as well too. So in total for the day, I eat around 2,300 calories, give or take. Of course, some days are different. If I have a long run on a Sunday and then I have headaches because I don't have enough food in my body, I'm gonna eat more than this. Also, I'm trying to drink around 3 liters of water a day. So now let's get to my training for the week. Well, everybody, I'm out here in beautiful Spanish Point, and today I'm running my first run of the week. It's a 6K easy run, super light, and yeah, let's get to it. So I've got a little question for you guys while you watch me run. What's a goal that you've set out for yourself to complete this year? Let me know in the comment section below. It doesn't have to be running related. It could be anything at all. So today on the schedule, we had 5 by 800 meter intervals at a 5:55 pace with 90 seconds of rest in between each interval. It went a lot better than I thought, and besides it absolutely pouring rain in the middle of the run, I felt good and my body felt good. And I felt even better on Wednesday night when my team, Real Madrid, beat Manchester City on penalties to get through to the semifinals of the Champions League. Sinister.
Yes! Woo! 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 Semifinals! Woo! Yes!
Thursday's normally my rest day, but I really wanted to get a lift in, and my girlfriend Jen said she'd come with me to do a late night gym session. I absolutely love late night gym sessions because there's absolutely nobody around. The gym's completely empty. It's a great time to work out, and it's a great time to film as well too. I did 3x5 deadlifts with the trap bar. I'm trying to bring the weight up and the reps down at the moment, and it felt pretty good without pushing myself too hard. Then I jumped into some walking lunges with some light dumbbells while Jan pushed the sled next to me. This was great for my glutes and my hamstrings, and after 3 rounds, my legs were pretty dead. Next up was some incline dumbbell bench press. I was always more of a fan of the barbell bench press, but lately I've really enjoyed doing it with the dumbbells. And finally, finishing off with 5 rounds of 2010 on the assault bike. It's always hell, especially when you're 3 rounds in and have 10 seconds to rest, and you just can't stop the heavy breathing. But we pushed through and we got it done. Well, everybody, how's it going? Today I'm running a 5K progressive run. So I've got 2K at 6 minute 50 pace. I got 2K at 6 minute 30 pace, and I've got 1K at 6 minute 10 pace. Let's see how it goes. So today I had an 8K long run, 4 kilometers of it at a super light pace, and the last 4 kilometers at a 6 minute 50 pace. The weather was super nice, and I was listening to an interesting Lex Friedman podcast with double Olympic silver medalist judoka Neil Adams. It was really interesting to hear how he dealt with losing back-to-back Olympic finals and his training leading up to them. What do you guys listen to on your long runs? Let me know in the comment section below. So that was training done for the week. So I started the week off at 96.7 kg, and after weighing in this morning, I now weigh 96.4 kg. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty frustrated when I saw the scale number, but like I said last week, my weight's going to constantly fluctuate during this challenge, and we just got to work harder this week, keep eating right, and we'll be good for next week. So that's week 2 of training complete. Overall, it was a pretty good week. No injuries. Real Madrid made the semifinal, and we're one more week closer to the Olympics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can follow along and see how I do in training and the marathon. See you next week.